Next Big Thing Radio.
It is a Monday in Southern California, a Monday in Dallas, Texas, and a Monday in Vancouver, British Columbia. It's Conversations, episode 20 on nextbigthradio.net. I am Mike Dowler in Los Angeles. In Texas, Dallas, Texas. It is the one and only Brett Strickler. Brett, hello.
What's going on, Mike? How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you, sir? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
You got through the weekend, and the weekend, everything okay, I take it?
Yeah, I even survived a trip with the in-law, or a visit from the in-laws.
Oh, that's always good. Yeah, that's okay. Don't pull my finger. I know how that goes. Yeah. Anyway, but well, great, and it's good to have you with us again, as you always are every week. This is, of course, an historic event. This is episode 20, which means 20 shows. And Brett, I don't know how we got through it.
Well, it's been a lot of money and a whole lot of time. That is,
it's really funny because the first few shows were really rough.
Yeah.
But you know what? When you go back and listen to them, they don't sound that bad.
Rough is an understatement.
Yeah, exactly. But we have come a long way. And again, episode 20. We want to thank all of those guests that were with us before now. And we'll go ahead and publish those on the website as well, because this is really, like I say, we started in November, and for it to go this far, we're truly blessed. So thank you. As you know, Next Big Thing Radio is on Facebook. Please like us. You can follow us on Twitter as well. We are also on iTunes. All the podcasts that we do, all the live shows we do, become podcasts. So you can go to iTunes and download those. Or if you're like me, you when you open your iTunes, I love this, Brett. When you open your iTunes client up, they upload automatically, they download automatically, before you can do anything. So if I want to hear a song by the Bee Gees, I can't do that until my podcaster loaded first. So it's really cool. So again, go to iTunes. You can search us. If you go to our website, and that's going to be nextbigthradio.net, and to our Facebook page, there are links on that. So be sure to go ahead and sign up for the podcast. It's very cool because last week, Kent Jenkins, that's Snubby J, was with us. A great show. And I got to tell you, I produce a radio show locally here on Sundays. And my host is going to be performing in the Fringe Festival here in L.A., a Fringe Hollywood Festival, as is Kent Jenkins. I just found out.
Yeah.
So I got 2 shows to see.
Absolutely.
So there you go. A great show tonight. And again, I mentioned we have a guest from Vancouver, Canada. Really glad to have this woman with us. At 16 years old, she has done quite a bit, a remarkable resume. She currently plays Lily, that's Abby's daughter, on Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce. She's been seen on shows like Smallville, 2 episodes of Once Upon a Time, which I'm totally sucked into, Brett.
I used to love Smallville, and Once Upon a Time is definitely one of my favorites now, too.
Thank goodness for Netflix. I can just catch up on all those episodes.
Absolutely.
Don't give it away. I haven't gone. Don't say a word. I'm still on a few episodes past when Conner was on. She's done music videos.
You're just starting it?
What?
You're just starting Once Upon a Time?
No. I'm a little far back. I got a ways to go.
Yeah.
I'll get to it. I'll get to it. She's also a filmmaker, and comes from a family. Her dad is also into the business, so it's gonna be really cool. And again, Victoria Day. So I want to say hi to Conner Dwelly. Conner, welcome to Conversations.
Thank you. Hi, how are you guys?
We're good. And Victoria Day, I have no idea what that is. I'm assuming it's something to do with Queen Victoria. Is that correct?
It is. It's Queen Victoria's birthday. So here we just get a day off, and there's fireworks in some places and celebrations.
Cool. How cool.
Yeah.
Good. So it's like your 3-day holiday then.
Yeah, it was a long weekend.
Oh, very good.
Right on.
Well, I'm glad you. Now you know, Brett. Now you know what Victoria Day is. Have you ever gone to Canada, Brett?
I have never left the continental U.S.
Really? Well, it's still on the continent. Canada is
obviously,
at least that part is
but
North
it's
America,
not
so.
part of the U.S. So,
Well, no, but it's,
contrary to
get
some
there.
people's popular belief,
You could drive there.
yeah,
So.
it's on my bucket list of places to go. I just haven't made it north of the border yet.
Well, Vancouver is amazing. It's a beautiful city. British Columbia in general,
Mm-hmm.
gorgeous. I will tell you, Connor, that I did brave the ride from Seattle to Victoria on the Clipper, and going through the Strait of Juan de Fuco, it got pretty rough, and I got pretty seasick. So, but made it to the hotel and had high tea and really enjoyed it. So again, you're in God's country there in BC. You are from Toronto originally, is that correct?
I am. I lived in Toronto until I was 4, and then I moved to New Zealand for a couple years, and now I'm here. Yeah.
You remember Do you remember New Zealand at all?
Yeah, I remember it a bit. I moved when I was, I think from when I was 5 to when I was 7, so it's not, too clear, but I remember bits and pieces of it.
So, what part of New Zealand?
We lived in Wellington, which
Okay.
is, yeah.
So
That's pretty nice there.
South Island, yeah, kind of the middle, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So very good. Now you've been acting for quite some time. Was it New Zealand where you got the bug?
Well, New Zealand, I took my first acting class there, which was interesting. I remember being really nervous, and I never went up on stage like the rest of the kids, but I still really liked it. So yeah, when I came here to Vancouver, I kept going with it, and I got an agent and just went from there.
Very cool.
So you were on a show there, is that correct, in New Zealand?
Oh, well, I had an acting class there, and one day there was I guess a show filming outside of our class, and they asked us to be extras. So I guess
right
I was
on.
shouting kid 16 or something, and that was my first acting gig.
And that's what started it. So
Yeah.
So you came back to Canada and it really kind of all took off for you. You mentioned getting the agent and all that. How was that process for you? Tell me, your first audition. I mean, obviously you get the agent, you get headshots and all that. It is a process. Tell me about your early beginnings here when you got back to Vancouver.
Well, I started off, I sent a demo when I was 7 to my current agent, Gary Dirksen, and he liked me and he took me in, and I started going to auditions, but I wasn't the most energetic kid, so most of the auditions I went to first were for commercials and Barbie and fairy stuff, and so at first,
Mm-hmm.
the auditions didn't really work out too well for me, but once I got I think my first actual job was Passengers with Anne Hathaway. I played her as a little kid, and
You were young Claire.
yes, I think so. Yeah, that was the one.
That's kind of a big deal. I mean, that's some A-list actors in that movie.
Yeah, I think I was 8 when that happened. So, yeah, it was all right. Yeah.
And
and
by the way, you're very good with a jump rope. We'll get to that in a second.
Sorry, what's that?
I said you're very good with a jump rope. So we'll get to that in a second as well.
Thank you.
Brett, I know you would love to be in movies and do stuff. Have you done any acting at all?
Yeah, I've done a little bit. I did some acting in high school. I mainly did plays and musicals and stuff like that, but never really did anything outside of actual real movies and things. Had a little bit part in a independent film, but other than that, just kind of haven't really pursued it. I thought about it for a long time, but there's just too much.
It's a rush.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah. I do miss it sometimes, but.
Have you done stage work as well, Connor?
One of the first schools I started out with, I had to do some stage stuff because the end of the year thing was a stage thing, but I never really went past that.
And
stage is definitely a whole different monster from movie.
Well, yeah,
acting.
stage is kind of it's instant.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what instant.
There's
but
applause and stuff like that, and
yeah, you've got
when you're
months
when you're
of
doing movies and stuff. It's just a lot of waiting around. A lot of it is,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got again being in Vancouver, a lot of filming up there now as well, and a lot of filming that was in California. It's gone up there, and it's not any fault of anybody's here. It's just that it's Vancouver has become a very attractive place for film companies, as has Austin, Texas, Atlanta.
Absolutely.
A lot of filming. I think Vancouver, for the most part, has that any town USA look, that city look, and I know that a lot of the things you've done have been filmed in the area, right?
Yeah, I've never actually left Canada to work, or to film. Yeah, because I think it's you can really make Vancouver look like any city, and it's nice here, and it's a good working environment. So yeah, I'm content with working here.
The jobs, I mean, the auditions. Does it ever get easier? Is it always hectic? I mean, as far as is there a lot of anxiety when you start auditioning for going to auditions and stuff?
Well, there's definitely definitely auditions make me a little anxious. Just auditioning in general, but I've been doing it for I guess 9 years now, so it's definitely less nerve-wracking than when I was 7.
And you've got you did some really good work. I know that Brett, you've got a copy of her resume as well. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I first saw you on Once Upon a Time. You did 2 episodes of that. How did you get that gig? That's quite remarkable.
Huge.
Well, it was just a regular audition, and then that night I got a call, and they wanted me to do it. I think it was maybe the next week that we filmed it was the first episode, and then for the second one, I didn't know the first time that I filmed with them that I was going to be in a second one, but
wow.
They called me back, like, I don't know how much later. It was quite a bit later, and asked if I wanted to do it again, and I was like, of course.
Absolutely.
And of course, you played Moraine in episode 108 and 119, and 108 is when you got thrown on that horse. That was that hurt.
Well, at first they let me do it because I guess they trusted me, and then because I was wearing a dress, and it was like the fabric wasn't really like stretchy, so I kept like messing up the jump. So they had to get someone else to be a double for me, and it was really embarrassing. Oh,
so the 2 episodes, they called you back. You did the first one, and then you got called back to the second the episode later on.
Yep.
Very cool. I mean, that's amazing. Let me go ahead and just stop down for just 1 second here. This is nextbigthing.radio.net. You are tuned to Conversations, and of course, as you know, we're talking to Conner Dwelly. Conner Dwelly is from Vancouver, British Columbia. She is a accomplished actress. You've done so much in such a short time, and the balance of your work is just amazing. Has work been very consistent for you, Conner?
Well, there's definitely been pauses. I'd say I worked the most when I was 12 or 13, but now with Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, I'm definitely content with the work that I'm getting.
Now that's a show on Bravo. You play Abby's daughter, Lily.
Yep.
And you're working with Lisa Edelstein, who's amazing. I've seen some clips from the show, and I love shows that have those awkward moments. And there seem to be a few in there.
Yeah.
And again, tell us about your character, Lily.
Well, I play Lily. I'm Lisa Edelstein, or she plays Abby. I'm her 14-year-old daughter, and I'm, the classic bratty teen that no one really likes. And it's really fun working on the show. I've never been so consistent in a show, so it's definitely a new experience for me.
Well, and again, with the series, the work can be very, very consistent. You guys are just about to start season 2, and that also films in Vancouver as well.
Yeah, it films right here. At first we thought when I got cast in it, we thought that we'd have to move to LA because we weren't sure if it would film there. But yeah, we were happy when we found out that it was here.
And so you could almost walk to work.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, there's a studio really close to where I live, and we thought that it'd film here, but unfortunately, no. But it's a quick drive to the studio, so I shouldn't complain.
So again, that's certainly with the series, the show is doing really well. I mean, the first season was amazing. I love the storyline, and your character really is. I think they cast it perfectly. You're perfect in that.
Thank you.
And again, I think with cable, I think shows on cable seem to me have a lot more longevity. They seem to really, if you look at the shows that are the top shows, they're all cable shows.
Mm.
Well, Netflix is starting to catch up on that, though. I mean,
you think so?
Oh heck yeah. If you look at the awards ceremonies and stuff they've been getting lately, I mean, House of Cards has beat out HBO for stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty impressive when they're beating when Netflix is beating out a big hitter like HBO.
Brett, do you watch House of Cards?
Absolutely.
I watched like the first season. I thought it was very, very slow.
Really?
I love Kevin Spacey. He's amazing, but I thought this show just kind of dragged.
So the dog getting hit by a car right on the first scene, and him breaking the dog's neck to kill it was slow.
I didn't see that. The last
How
one I
did
saw
you
was
not-
him.
That was the first scene of the first episode.
The last, there's a lot of shows I have to watch, Brett. Do you realize what I'm watching now? And now I got to start watching Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce. That's going to be on. That's going to be a whole thing because I'm like totally sucked into that now. Thanks to Conner and
So is my
Lisa
wife.
Edelstein. And by the way, Lisa Edelstein, we talked earlier today, you and I, Conner. She's amazing. I was a huge House fan. She was such a important part of that show. Her and Hugh Laurie together were fantastic. But that being said, yeah, Brett. I mean, I last as far as I forgot the name of the show now. House of Cards.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I saw, he was sitting in an alley eating ribs.
That's like
3 shows.
like 3 or 4 episodes in. I mean, what I was talking about was the first scene of the first episode. I mean, that was like the big thing that happened.
He ran over a dog?
No, somebody ran over a dog in front of his house and then sped off, and he wound up killing the dog so it didn't suffer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
It wasn't exactly.
Is there a lot of dog killing that goes on in the show? Or?
No, but it was just one of those things. It like catches you by surprise. It's not one of those things you would think that you would see on a TV show.
Yeah.
Then again, it's Netflix.
That's why I like Once Upon a Time, because no animals get harmed on the making of that.
Right.
That's I am. Do you watch any other shows on Netflix or anything, Conner, that you really like to watch?
Oh my gosh, I've started watching a show recently. I started watching Mad Men because one of the writers on Girlfriend's Guide wrote a few episodes of that.
Very cool.
And
great.
I just love it.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm like 10 episodes in, and I've only been watching it for like 2 days.
Outstanding.
Mhm.
I don't know how you feel about Netflix and stuff, but I'm on there. I mean, there's so much to watch, and I think the problem, Brett, is that when do you find the time to watch all this stuff? You got to sit down and really do marathons of watching.
Yeah, binge watching. Tell me about it.
I'm watching Sons of Anarchy.
Yep.
I'm watching Once Upon a Time.
Mm-hmm.
Orange is the New Black. I'm not interested in that. I'm watching.
That one's actually really good. That's one of my favorites. 3rd season's coming out in a couple of weeks, thankfully.
My wife Chris loves Bates Motel. Again, for me, it's just really slow and too much going on. So I mean, that's just me. So, and like I said, Conner, it's just a conversation. So this is what happened. Again, so the new show that you're on, Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, really good. That's on Bravo, and certainly that's into season 2. And you start taping or filming in a few weeks, right?
Yeah, we do. I think it's something like 23 days, and we start filming.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, how long do you guys film for to get all the episodes in? How long are you filming for?
I think it was around 5 or 6 months last year.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. How long does it take to film one episode?
Oh gosh, I think it's like 2 weeks maybe.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And is a lot of it soundstage, or is it a lot of location stuff as well?
We definitely filmed a lot in a stage in a studio, but then they went for a few days at the very end, to LA to film, I think for 3 days.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
So you stay here in Vancouver. You don't go to LA. That's too bad.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that I could go to LA, but that was all right. Stayed here.
Well, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Now, you did a music video as well, which, by the way, the song is phenomenal, and it's "Awake" is the music video, and you play this little girl with a jump rope and talking to a tin can and all that. How'd you get that gig? They're a really good band, by the way. I've heard them before, and I guess they're a Canadian band, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the Autumn Portrait. They've got some good stuff for sure. I actually don't remember how I got the music video. I think I just auditioned for it again and got it, and maybe something like the next week we filmed it all in one day, I think.
You get a lot of auditions, and they seem to pick you. That says a lot.
Yeah, well, yeah, I go to definitely a lot of auditions. I actually don't go to as many auditions now than when I was like 8 or as a kid.
Right. And now that you got Girlfriends Guide to Divorce, obviously auditions less and less because you got that going on.
Yeah, I think. Oh, what's it called? They have the refusal. What's it called? The right of first refusal, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
I think the show gets to say if I'm allowed to do other projects.
Wow.
When we're filming.
Well, that makes sense because the current show that you're doing now would take like Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce would take precedence over something that started later. So you've got commitments to them. Now we do actually have a question from the chat room.
Oh,
now, they wanted to know if there are certain. Do you guys film in sequence, or is there certain parts that they film before others?
Like within each episode.
I'm not sure if it's each episode or if it's like just in general for the whole season. Do they like film like 4 episodes in and then they'll film like the end of it and then come back to something else?
Well, for the first season we just filmed 1, 2, 3, 4 in the episodes in chronological order.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I don't think we did a lot of jumping around with filming other than within the episodes. It's just, the classic, like if there's a certain place on location and there's a couple scenes, and they'll film them in the same day usually, and then I think we film in the studio first for each episode, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Makes sense.
And you're also a union, by the way.
Yeah.
You're a union actor. You guys, I don't know, do they have SAG up there, Screen Actors Guild? You guys have your own version up there, right? Of your union?
Yeah, it's up here, it's ACTRA.
So you'd probably be SAG eligible, I'm thinking. I think that's how that works.
Maybe. I've never heard of that.
So I guess down in the States, if you're an actor and you get so many gigs, you become SAG eligible and you can join SAG and you get all that stuff. So, but I guess in Canada it's a little different. So that's interesting because I mean I know that it's very, very different there. Again, Canada has its own filming area there. It's really very, very unique, and it's really built up. I mean the amount of filming that goes on, especially in Vancouver in that area is tremendous.
Yeah, it's really nice working here and being able to film here. Because when we first got here, I really liked it, and I joined a school and everything. But then with the acting, I was afraid I might have to move to, the States or something. But it's so I'm so lucky that we can stay here and I can still have my acting career.
Sure. Let's talk about your training as well, because you did go to school. You're taking some like voice lessons and things like that. Is it a challenge when you're filming, if for example, with Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, obviously this the story takes place in, I guess it's Los Angeles, right?
Hmm.
So do they have you? I mean, is there vocal coaching, because Canadians do have a certain the dialect's a little different, the voice. So do they get on you about that?
Yeah. Oh my God, I feel so horrible. I've forgotten his name, but I did have. I went to 3 lessons on my own to get kind of an accent, because here we say like house and around
Right.
and stuff like
Oh,
that, and I had to
yeah.
like get kind of a more American accent, but it was nothing too it wasn't too bad. It was just three lessons, and I got help from people on set too if I was saying something wrong.
Well, that's good.
And obviously you passed with flying colors. And you did some stuff with Second City as well, some improv stuff. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I guess when I was younger, I went to Second City for a few times just for the week courses, and I think a couple of them were 2 weeks. And I just, it's just an improv course, and there's lots of other kids there, and you get to do skits and all that. And it was really great. I hope that someday I can go back and do it again, because yeah, I miss being there and doing that.
Now you're also you've kind of begun to like making your own films, and you've done a documentary and a few other short films. Tell me about that process. I know your dad does special effects. Was he kind of an inspiration? I mean, at what point when you were acting did you decide, you know what, I kind of like the behind the scenes stuff as well?
Well, when I think I was 12, I heard about a film school on the Gulf Islands, which is just a ferry ride over, called the Gulf Island Film School, or Film and Television School, or GIFTS. And it was just a week course, and I felt sure I'll go, because, it'd be interesting to see what goes on behind the camera as well. So I went, and I made a documentary with 2 other people called Waiting Room.
Yes.
And it was a documentary about how there's no full-time doctors on the island, and that really gripped us, and so we thought we'd make something about that, and just doing that made me feel like I should do it again, and so I went back to the school a couple times, and I made some films on my own as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Something with a ferret. Some ferret movie you did?
Well, I didn't make that myself, but I have a good friend, Allison Parker, that makes films about ferrets, and
Ferret flicks, Brett. Ferret flicks.
That's definitely interesting.
Yeah, Brett's got 2 guinea pigs, so maybe guinea pig movies for you, Brett. I don't know.
Something like that.
He's got 2 guinea pigs. Go ahead and tell her the names. She's gonna love the names of your guinea pigs.
One of them's name is Moo, because he looks like a cow, black and white, kind of
Very
striped.
Texas.
And his name is Wreck-It Ralph. And the way we came up with that is he likes to just, when we put him in the cage after we've cleaned out the cage, he'll just go through and just tear everything up and move it around and just wreck the cage.
Didn't you just buy them a mattress, Brett?
No, I didn't buy them a mattress. It was my old mattress. I just haven't thrown it out yet.
Those guinea pigs are taking over your house.
Something like that.
They're like taking over.
Yeah.
It's really funny because we'll be doing the show, Conner, and all of a sudden you hear all this noise in the background, and Wreck-It Ralph is tearing the cage apart. He's got to get his own podcast. All right,
right.
You got to tell him, Brett. But you did the ferret thing, and again, we went. By the way, ferrets in California. I'm not sure how it is in Texas, Brett. Ferrets in California, very illegal. It's like a $3,000 fine if you get caught with one. Yeah.
Wow.
So, but obviously in Canada, you're allowed to have ferrets.
Yeah, I think the reason why you can't have them in California is because there's a really old rule that they're like dangerous, I guess. But I mean, they're not.
I think the jury's still out on that. Yeah, I agree that all the ferrets that I've been around have been really cool. I mean, they're hyper. Certainly, I
They
wouldn't
like
leave
to
one on our
steal
baby,
all your
but
stuff too.
They do, yeah.
Especially if it's shiny. Oh man. Had a buddy of mine.
They kind of smell a little, but I can get over that.
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine that had a ferret and made the mistake of leaving my keys on the table. 5 minutes later, they were gone.
Oh, stole your stuff. I think the law also on that, Connor, is back in the 70s. Back in my day, way before you were even around. There were these animals called ocelots. They're like, I guess, like a cat, some kind of cat, and it became very, very vogue and stylish to own these, and it became like just where people didn't take care of them, and they ended up abandoning them, and it was a whole thing. So I think since that happened, they've been very, very hesitant about legalizing certain animals in California, because people in California are very eccentric and. It's like
everything's illegal in California. Just like everything in California is, yeah. Just like everything in California gives you cancer. So
yeah, exactly. You can smoke pot here now, but you can't have a ferret. I don't understand. But the other thing though is they're really cool animals. I mean, they really are. I think people here they keep skunks as pets. They keep raccoons as pets. Possums. Yeah.
Oh.
I think the rule is, Brett, any animal indigenous to the United States, you can keep as a pet in California.
Really?
Of course, a bear. Or,
is that how that works? Well, I don't know.
I think so,
I've heard of some people have bears as pets in California. So.
Yeah, there's a lady in Malibu. She has a skunk rescue.
Oh, geez.
And literally, she rescues them, and they get descended or whatever.
She obviously has never been to the Midwest. Those things are a plague.
They're beautiful. They're beautiful animals.
Oh, yeah.
I better never see one on House of Cards get run over by a car. I'll tell you that, because I'll be very upset. They're coming out of her house with the kitty door, and their fur is like silk. They're beautiful little animals, really, Brett.
Yeah,
it's not all about guinea pigs,
right?
Again, guys, Next Big Thing Radio. You're tuned to Conversations. We are talking to Conner Dwelly about ferrets and all kinds of stuff. You can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. This is episode 20. Yay! Our email is nextbigthingradio@gmail.com. So again, the whole ferret thing, we've kind of run that into the ground. You again, your filmmaking though, is that something you want to really pursue later on?
Yeah, it's definitely something that's interesting to me. I think mostly script writing and directing are what I'm interested in. And right now I'm just doing behind the camera stuff like PAing, being a production assistant, and being a director's assistant. So, I'm kind of making my way there. Hopefully.
You're like getting cups of coffees and passing out scripts and
yeah.
Like that. Yeah, that's
cool.
what a PA does, basically. Now, your dad is William Dwelly, and he's done stuff for Avatar, King Kong. You ever gone to work with him and watch what he does?
I went to work with him when I was like 5.
Oh, geez.
And I pressed the space key the whole day because he felt bad for me being there and not being able to help. So, but that was the only experience with me being at his work. But yeah, definitely it's been an inspiration for me, and it definitely kickstarted my career in film.
I mean, that's got to be cool. Like you're in a movie house, you're watching Avatar, and you're like, "Hey, my dad worked on this movie."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Now, do you ever go and actually watch the shows that you're in? I know there's some actors that will not watch whatever they've done on film. They won't go see it.
I don't watch stuff that I've been in until like years after. I've watched a lot of Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, especially the ones that I'm not in. But yeah, there's been a couple films that I've just recently watched that I was in when I was like 10 and 11, because I finally feel okay with watching them.
Fair enough.
Again, Brett, with Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, it's those awkward moments, and I love that, And I'm not saying that you're an awkward kid in the show, but it's just that you're kind of placed in situations. It's like, really, Mom? Is this really happening? There's one scene from one of the episodes where I guess your mom is going to bring somebody home, and you're like, just don't kiss him.
Yeah.
and you use the word upchuck, which I love. I'll upchuck.
Yeah.
How's the process on the script? So you get the script, you take it home. Do you memorize really fast?
Well, it's definitely, I've noticed that memorizing lines for the show is much different than memorizing lines for just any old audition, because when I audition for stuff, the lines aren't written for you, but for the show, I know that they're written for me, and, so they're definitely much easier to memorize, if that makes sense.
It is.
Yeah.
I think I would fall apart doing that. I can't memorize stuff like that. Maybe it's old age. I don't know. But
yeah, I still have a hard time remembering things, memorizing however you want to say it. And I'm only 27.
Now I'm curious. I'm going to be looking out now for the Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce blooper reels. Have those been made yet?
Oh, I hope so. I haven't heard about that, but yeah, that'd be interesting and embarrassing to watch.
Because that is like if you go through YouTube, you can always, anything you put in there, you can find blooper reels. I especially like the news bloopers are hilarious.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
But you've got your work cut out for you. It's certainly a long day. When you're on set, what time does your day start usually?
Usually if I'm in the first scene, usually maybe around 10, I guess.
That's not too bad.
That's not bad.
For Lisa, though, usually Lisa gets there, like, really, really early. Like, she gets picked up from her room at, like 6.
Wow.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty, that's early. And there's a lot of truth, Brett, as well, with actors and actresses and musicians as well. They're busy.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a busy day, and once you're done, you are shot.
Oh, I'm
You have no
sure.
time for nothing. How do you balance your free time when you guys are in production?
Well, I guess because I really enjoy doing the whole acting thing. It's not really I don't really feel like I need to balance it with my other life, but
Yeah.
we have, when I'm in school and I have to do 3 days of work in a week, we have a tutor there, and because there's 3 kids on set, including myself, we usually have a tutor on set when it's during the school year, so it's
Right.
not too hard to keep up with that kind of thing.
Well, that's good.
Gotcha. Okay, random questions. Here we go. Again, there's no set questions, but I just ask random questions. Who would win in a fight, Moraine or Lily?
Moraine.
You think, huh? Okay.
I think so.
That makes sense. Yeah. Moraine's like she's got a history. When
She has more street cred.
Yeah. I like that, street cred. That's a Canadian term, I think, Brett.
No, it's not, Mike. It's just.
Oh, it's not okay.
No, it's
I've
just
lived
a
in a shelter
little
all my
after
life.
your time, sir.
After my time? Wait just a second. What do you mean after my time? How dare you?
Oh,
it's
come
not
on!
like I'm
You're
90 or
taking
something.
stabs at me all the time for being young. I got to
You're in
take a stab
Texas,
every
that's
now
why.
and then about you for being old. Come on now.
Yeah. Who would win in a fight, Mike or Brett? That's what I want to know. I think you would thump me.
I think all I'd have to do is hold my hand out, and you'd think you'd just be swinging it air. I don't know.
Anyway, well,
So-
you got a good thing going on here, and like I said, it's just a conversation. So there's no set questions or any agenda. The show is all about the guests. Any thing you want to promote, Connor?
Not really. Not that I can think of.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. I just missed this. You play piano.
Oh, yes, I do.
You play guitar.
Not well, but I do, yeah.
Okay. Ice
Sounds
skating.
like me.
She goes, she's like, oh, geez, he's got my bio right in front of him. Gee whiz, I'm so embarrassed. Okay. And you swim, which is important. Swimming's important, especially in Canada. A lot of water up there.
And you do juggling?
You juggle?
That's interesting.
Oh, I started juggling for an audition that I did not get,
Oh, wow.
That's
as life
cool.
goes.
And-
Right.
Well, what were you juggling?
Like the objects?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just like apples and oranges.
So is it the one hand juggle or two hands or?
Oh,
I mean,
just just two hands, just the 3-object 2-hand juggling.
It's the craziest thing you've ever tried juggling. I gotta ask.
What?
The craziest thing you've ever tried juggling, Connor?
Oh, I don't know. I guess,
Hopefully not the pugs.
I guess just food.
Food?
I went kind of through a phase when I started juggling that I'd tell my friends, guess what I can do now? And I'd just take whatever object was there and drop it eventually.
That's a lot of coordination.
I don't think I would. It would take me about 2 seconds to drop anything I was juggling.
Yeah, but you got safe juggling items. Like
right.
like I would juggle apples the way I would juggle like a dozen eggs. I feel because you drop an apple, it's not a big deal, but eggs kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean there's practice safe juggling.
Right.
But you're not at the level where you're not going to run around and join the circus, right?
No. No.
Okay, that's good. But I because I just saw that, and it's like anytime you mention, if you could yodel, I mean that'd be even great too, like juggling and yodeling at the same time. I'm sure it'd
Maybe I'll get an audition someday where I'll have to yodel, and then I'll
yodel. Right? Yeah, it'll be like some Ricola or something. But I think what it is, and
I don't think
really
she's ever
seriously,
seen that commercial, Mike.
What?
I don't think she's old
they have
enough to have
Ricola
seen
up
that
there. They
commercial.
get sore throats in Canada.
But they don't do
Yeah,
that.
we do. We have that commercial.
Okay. I was like, I didn't know.
Thank you, Brett.
That one, I thought that was a little older than that. Sorry.
Again, Connor, he works in a call center.
Oh, come on.
All he sees is a cubicle. I mean, I think the whole thing on it seriously is that everything you learn in the process from when you were in New Zealand, coming back to Canada, the acting gigs that you got, and all the auxiliary training as far as vocal and the improv stuff, even juggling, playing piano. I think it all kind of it makes you. I mean, it all helps, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's accumulative, and I have a better time in the industry than I did when I was smaller, and just from experience.
Yeah. And by the way, the films that you're working on and stuff are phenomenal. Don't stop that. I think that's going to be an amazing thing for you.
Oh, thank you.
It's just really, it takes a certain eye, I think, and a spirit to in filmmaking. I think you've got that, and it's probably hereditary from your dad. That's what I'm thinking.
I could see that.
Yeah, I can too.
Now I have to ask this because I'm a big Once Upon a Time fan. Is Robert Carlyle actually that creepy?
I don't think he's creepy. He was really nice.
He plays
what are you saying,
the
Brett?
character he plays. Just so off the wall. It's like it makes me. I've always wondered: is he really kind of like that in life? Kind of twisted and.
No, Brett.
I don't think so.
Okay,
it's a TV show.
I understand that, but I've talked.
You are just way out of hand tonight.
Oh, come on!
Ever since you got those guinea pigs, you're like totally out of control. Okay, now I'll tell you if you want to be creepy, it's Robert Carlyle in the Full Monty. That's creepy.
Fair enough.
Especially the last scene. I don't even think Connor is old enough to see that movie. Okay,
I saw it.
Oh, you did. Okay, so you got that. Yeah. See that? Now that would creep me out. It's like, oh yeah, you're the guy that mooned. That would bother me. Again, awkward moments in shows. That's what it is. Robert Carlyle. Again, I know what you're saying, Brett. He's an amazing actor.
Absolutely.
Very good. It's all about Mr. Gold in that movie, that show rather. And what an honor to work with him.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he was really
cool.
nice to work with.
That's awesome.
If you think they'll do more episodes with them, or you think that's pretty much done?
With who?
With Once Upon a Time, you could call back to any more episodes with them, or no?
I don't know. I felt after I finished the second episode that I was in, I felt that they might have, but now it's like maybe 3 or 4 years later.
Yeah.
So
you never know.
Probably not, but yeah, you never know.
They'll have Marina as like an old lady or something,
Yeah.
I remember by the tree in the blue fairy story. Yeah.
They did do a lot more flashbacks this season, so I don't know.
What's that?
They said they did do a lot more flashbacks this season.
Yeah.
So you never know.
But Connor's busy, so that's going to be hard. But anyway, again, you great body of work here. You've done so much stuff. It's going to be more and more. There's honestly, because you've only just begun. And I think it's like anything else. The more you do, the more they go. Yeah, it's like let's have Conner do it. And you get those auditions where you don't even audition anymore. That's, I guess, every actor's dream is where whether you just hey, I want that person there, and they just show up. So you'll probably get to that.
Oh, thank you. I hope
You're
so.
welcome. Any charities that you want to talk about? Anything that's close to your heart you want to promote?
Well, there's Operation Smile. If you go to operationsmile.org, it provides surgeries for waiting children around the world. I think that's a really sweet charity. It's good to donate to. If you go to the website, it's really easy to donate. They just have it right there. If you go operationsmile.org, then you can type in any amount of donation you want.
Very cool.
We'll give us that web address again.
It's Operation Smile, no space or anything, .org.
We'll go ahead and put that on our website when we post the podcast.
Oh, great.
Indeed. Yeah, that's it is all about the guests, and certainly charities need all the help they can get. And when we can promote, we'll do that, for that. So, for certainly. You get the last word, Conner. It's been a pleasure to have you on. Do you have a website people can go to check you out?
Oh yeah, I think I have a website. I do have a website. It'll be on IMDb, I believe. I think it's Conner Dwelly .workbook.
Yeah, Conner Dwelly. ConnerDwelly.workbooklive.com.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's embarrassing, but yeah, that's it.
That's a long address. ConnerDwelly.workbooklive.com. We'll go ahead and put that on there as well.
Oh, thank you.
There's some video links on there and pictures and of course the resume as well, and it talks about the juggling and all that other good stuff there. So it's people want to know, it's you're going to inspire a lot of actors. I know that the activity in the chat room tonight was quite lively. A lot of listeners tonight. And Conner, any final words or parting shots? You get the last word.
Well, just thanks so much for having me the 20th episode. Congratulations on having such a consistent program.
Thank you.
Yeah, just thanks for having me, and yeah, I hope the rest of the show goes well over this.
It will.
Yeah.
It will, and thank you. And again, it's guests like yourself that have made this show successful. And I know that you are busy and that you took time out to spend some time with us. It means a lot to us.
Definitely appreciate it, Conner.
It does.
Well, thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome, and we'll be talking to you soon. So I guess next week, no show because of the holiday weekend, Memorial Day weekend here in the States.
Right.
We'll go and try to, maybe we'll go ahead and just put another show on. And, of course, episode 20, yay, will be on way before that. And you can get that on the website at nextbigthingradio.net or on
iTunes.
our iTunes page as well.
And so we will be back on June 1st, guys, and we'll announce our guest coming up here shortly. And keep an eye out on Facebook and Twitter and our website as well. Again, nextbigthingradio.net. That is it for us, guys.
I think we're done. Here comes the outro. So long, folks, and have a good week. And Conner, thanks again. This is nextbigthingradio.net, and this is Conversations, episode 20. So long.
Next Big Thing Radio.